Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me wherever you are joining me. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree. But whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. And if you're joining me on the YouTube channel, you know what to do. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a Tuesday, which means that we have officially put away football for this week. And my God, did Lamar Jackson steal the weekend? I want to start off with something positive because I feel like the rest of this little bit of time that I have with you won't be. I just want to applaud Lamar Jackson. The thing I always find interesting is like when people make narratives about quarterbacks based off of statistics, but then don't acknowledge the differences between the statistics. Because they'll tell you, oh, well, Lamar Jackson only throws for XYZ amount of points, of yards per game. And I'm like, always, well, look at how many times he throws it. Look at how many times he throws it. Usually, compared to his contemporaries, he's throwing the ball significantly less than they are. And so if that happens, yes, you're going to throw for less yards. But I also said, what happens when he does throw it as much as they do? He puts up ridiculous numbers. And last night, that man went HAM. If you don't know what it means, then, Google it. I guess I don't know what else to tell you. But he went ham. And what he was able to do yesterday should put to bed any conversation about whether or not he is not just a capable passer, but he is a legitimate passer. Because Carson Wentz played one of the best games Carson Wentz has played in a few years. Carson Wentz was good. 25 for 35, 400 and 400 yards, a couple touchdowns. Like, Carson Wentz played winning football. Carson Wentz has a defense that when he plays that good, they should win. But Lamar Jackson went out there and went 37 for 43, 442 yards, 4 touchdowns. That's through the air, not combined. That's through the air. He was allowed to throw the ball 43 times, and he completed 37 passes. Yet, when I was listening to the broadcast, the lame broadcaster goes, "Well, he's missed his fair share today." No, he hasn't. He only missed 6 out of 43 passes. He only missed 6. Oh, well, he didn't really have a great first half. Yes, he did. He only missed 3 passes. He had a normal Lamar Jackson playing for the Baltimore Ravens when they're not going to let him throw the ball much type of first half. He was 8 for 11 for 100 and some odd yards. And then the second half happened and he went ham. He went HAM. And I don't want to hear another word. I don't want to hear anybody talking about his throwing motion. I don't want to hear anybody talking about, oh my gosh, his anticipation. Oh, well, he, you know what I'm saying? All of the coded words that y'all use to try to discredit black quarterbacks. And this ain't race baiting. If it is, you can turn it off. It's cool. I don't really care. I'm telling you what it is right now. We don't want to hear another word, not another word about how Lamar Jackson can't do this in the passing game. If Stephen A. Smith gets on television and starts talking about how Lamar Jackson needs to be a better passer, I'm going to lose my mind. I wish I could see him so I could slap him in public. And yes, I would, because I ain't afraid of no Stephen A. Smith or anybody else that talk. They could see me. I'm so tired of listening to that stale, ridiculous narrative about Lamar Jackson not being able to pass when Lamar Jackson isn't consistently given the opportunity to pass the ball as much as his contemporaries are. But you see, and then go back and look, every time he's allowed to pass the ball a lot, what happens? Go back and look. This man is phenomenal. And so I wanted to start this off by talking about him because I wanted to give him his flowers. Lamar Jackson, you are one of one. There is not another like you in the NFL. You're one of one. I am going to enjoy watching you play football for as long as you want to do it. Applause. Now, I would give applause to the Raiders for firing Jon Gruden, but they didn't. I would give applause to the NFL for reprimanding or firing or saying that Jon Gruden had to be fired, but they didn't. Racist emails coming out from Jon Gruden, disparaging marks made about black people, should be enough to get you fired regardless of whenever it comes out. That should be enough. It wasn't enough. It was enough to get him don't do it again. If you're listening, that's me slapping myself on the wrist. Don't do it again. That's what he got. He got a don't do it again. It wasn't until they started digging more and they found stuff that went over into other minorities that he was fired. Man, wasn't that what Chappelle was talking about? You know what? I don't even particularly care about the firing. What I care about is how are you going to let Jon Gruden be the person to fall on the sword for all of those people on the other end of the email? I'm supposed to believe that Jon Gruden is the only person that felt this way and that he was emailing people who did not feel that way but didn't want to snitch him out? Y'all supposed to make me believe that? So you're going to fight, so Jon Gruden is going to resign gracefully, go off into his millions upon millions of dollar ether, live his great life because he hasn't broken any laws. Not like he's going to jail. It's not like he's going to be a pariah because he lives and exists in places with all the white people. So he don't have to worry about doing that. Only thing that messes him up is now his son, Deuce, he's got to get it on his own. Deuce Gruden doesn't have the Gruden name to land on anymore. At least he shouldn't. Goodness gracious. One thing that we've learned is that if you're just complacent in racist stuff being said, it's probably because you have some part of you that agrees. So, like, they didn't do anything. And my point is that when you have that person, you cannot convince me that there's only one person that man is sending email to. You can't convince me there's only one person that man is talking so freely about people in only one email. Nobody else is gonna take this. We just gonna put this all on him, huh? And now the issue is dead. Come on, man. Who y'all trying to fool? We know it's deeper than that. You weren't going to even fire this man until there were other minorities that came out. You weren't going to fire a white coach for saying disparaging marks and racist marks about black men when he is the leader of a predominantly black football team in a predominantly black league. That tells me other people didn't want their emails searched. That tells me that other people don't want that stuff to come out, because if it does, they know what it's going to look like. But the biggest affront of all, the most disappointing thing, the thing that continues to disappoint me more than anything the NFL does, is Mike Tirico. Mike Tirico, I know you don't know me from a box of hammers, man. But I wanna tell you this from the bottom of my heart. I've always wanted to be a journalist. I've always wanted to be a journalist. And as a kid, when we looked out there, we did not see many black faces. We did not see many black faces, not in journalism. And so when I got the chance to see the Gumbles, they were inspirational. I saw two black men on television doing what I wanted to do one day. And as we started going on, I saw a young Mike Tirico. And I said, man, that's it right there. You know what? It's a black man. He doesn't talk like a lot of the people in my neighborhood talks. But he's a black man. And I don't talk like a lot of the people in my neighborhood talk. And so I grew up being called proper as a disrespectful term. Oh, you proper. As if using proper English made you worse. That's how I grew up. And I saw people like Mike Tirico, and I was like, no, I'm on the right track. And a guy like Mike Tirico, you probably will never hear this, man, but you were an inspiration. You were one of the people I looked at and said, I can do this. And then I saw the thing where you said you don't even identify as black. You don't identify as black. I think the word was he was Italian. I'm not making this up. He doesn't identify as black. He's Italian. And then over the years, I watched you cape for negative white behavior as if it was going out of style. And then yesterday on national television, or maybe it was Sunday on national television, you got up there and you talked about how, oh, well, I probably know Jon Gruden better than anybody. I spent 3 days a week with him for 3 years, and I never heard anything. Mike Tirico, are you serious? You telling me that you so far gone from who you really are that you don't know that racist white people don't say racist white stuff around black people? Not the real ones, not the smart ones, not the dangerous ones. The dangerous ones are the ones that keep their racism close to the vest. Of course, Jon Gruden's not saying that stuff to you. You don't matter to Jon Gruden. Of course, Jon Gruden isn't telling you racist stuff. Jon Gruden's still trying to get the bag. You're on television, like supporting this man. You're on television riding for this man as if what he said wasn't true, as if they don't have legitimate proof of what he said. You could have gone on and said, you could have did this. Hey, in the 3 years that I was with Jon Gruden, he never showed this side of him. However, this is extremely disappointing. No, you went on a full-fledged cape for this man. No, Jon Gruden is a friend. He doesn't have a racist bone in his body. I don't know if he actually said that. I don't think he said that, but he said essentially that. 3 days a week for 3 years, I spent with this man, and he never said anything like that. You gotta be kidding me, man. Mike Tirico, that was the most disappointing thing. I'm officially done with you, bro. If you're on the television, I gotta mute you. If you're doing coverage of the Olympics, I gotta turn to another alternate feed. I can't rock with you, Mike Tirico. I don't need you canceled by the world. I just can't rock with you. See, I don't need everybody else to get on the same level as me or to get down with what I'm getting down with. I'm telling you that this personally hurt. This personally hurt. Because as somebody who's supposed to be a representative of us, to know that you don't even rock with us is disappointing enough. That's disappointing enough. But then when you add into it that you are willing to support the people who denigrate us, you're willing to support the people who disrespect us, that's not going to roll. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. We do these things a few times a week. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. If you're joining me on the YouTube channel, you know what to do. Until tomorrow, Ben Simmons. Until tomorrow, peace.